be upstanding for the tweet of the week.
The kestrel is a relatively common bird over here, but not as common as it is in other parts of the world, possibly because there's competition for food from other raptors and ravens and corvids. But it's a very familiar bird with people. It's a falcon, and falcons have pointed wings because they fly very, very fast. But it has this unique habit of hovering. And people are familiar with the twitching wings of a kestrel, absolutely stationary in one spot. You can put a telescope on it, and 10 minutes later the telescope's still on it because it hasn't moved an inch despite the wind and all the rest of it. And what they're doing when they're hovering is looking around for their prey. Now, they've got a wide range of prey. They'll feed on insects, beetles, larvae of all sorts of things, but their principal prey is rodents. And this is a rather indelicate fact, but rodents don't have bladders. And that is why they're such awful things to have in a household, because where most animals that have a bladder get rid of their waste in a particular spot, and that's it, it's out of the way. But because rodents don't, they dribble the whole time. Everywhere they walk, they're leaving a trail of urine behind them. Now, urine has this peculiar ability to glow under ultraviolet light, and there's ultraviolet light naturally. We can't see it in daylight, but if you took the urine and shone ultraviolet light on it in a dark place, you'd be able to see it glowing. Kestrels can see that even during the daytime. Their eyesight is such that they can see ultraviolet light glowing. So what they're doing when they're hovering there is watching little trails of urine progressing across the countryside as the rodent producing it is walking. They can't see the rodent so well because it's camouflage, but they can see this fluorescent line leading up to it, and they think, ha, here we go. And whoop, in they go and they take the rodent. And I think that's a rather cute way of making a living, really. And certainly if they get rid of rodents, that's all right by me. So that's the kestrel.
Any particular sound you could hear with the kestrel?
All the birds of prey have very similar sounds, and if you're trying to identify them by sound, most of them are quite similar. Kestrel and peregrine are quite similar. It's a kick. You'll put it onto this tweet for people listening. It's quite a distinctive sound, and once you get your ear in, yes, you can identify them. But identifying birds of prey by sound, except for buzzards, is quite tricky.